So this week I was working on the sketches and I finally finished all of them, and I even got to submit some of them to the local exhibition here in town. I have still though many of them here with me, and some are even framed, so I'm gonna show you guys just in a minute. But before we dive into it, hi, my name is Esther Fenchuk and I'm a professional artist and abstract painter, and I do vlogs on art and creativity, studio updates, and much more. So make sure to subscribe to not miss any of the new videos. So this week I just prioritized on finishing sketches, and it was kind of like the only project that I was able to run during this whole week. I also got a bit sick with a cold, so I did have way more plans to work on multiple paintings and pieces, but exhibition kind of become like a big thing, and also framing paintings. I had to find a framing shop. I have to find a framing shop and to do all of the passepartout and frames, because it's paper pieces, so they do need to be framed in a certain way. So I kind of had to tell myself like, okay, this is a priority for this week, and we are learning to set priorities in this season, as I was sharing with you guys last week already. So it has been just really good to take it slow and focus on one thing and one task during this week. I am super happy though that I really pursued this exhibition. I had a lot of resistance, because last time, if you're following along, if you know this whole journey with Artists Union and just like how it is challenging sometimes to get into this local exhibition, like because I'm not a member yet, but I'm trying to become one. So it's like this interesting circle of like, you have to be a member to exhibit your work, but to become a member you have to exhibit your work with on the exhibitions that are from already established artists from the union. So it's like you have to somehow get in, not being a member, to become a member. So I sometimes get really disappointed at times, because last exhibition I think I didn't write the guidelines properly, so I brought the work and it was only for the members, but it was written somewhere in a really small script that I didn't see it, and I got like really frustrated that I did all of the work and went there, and I had a lot of resistance like pursuing next exhibitions, because I was like, well, what if they gonna like tell me again that like I don't qualify and this, and just emotionally going through all of this now, especially being pregnant. I'm a bit more emotional. It just, I don't know, I just had a lot of resistance, but I decided like I'm gonna keep trying, and the hard work paid off, which I'm super happy to. And I just learning from this experience that you just have to keep going and not stop where you are, like not to stop at the first roadblock, not to stop when like the first time you feel like frustration, or like every time when there's like something is not settled or something is not like working. It doesn't mean like it's gonna be like this now every time, because if you don't show up because of this frustration, you might lose on a bigger blessing. So that's how it was with this exhibition, because I was just like, I'm gonna do 5-10 different sketches. I'm gonna bring everything I have, because usually they choose like 1 or 2 works maximum from everything you bring, and the more you bring, the more chances you have, because it has to fit with other artists' work, it has to fit with the theme, and people are just having different preferences to what they like and what they find good for specific projects. So I did so many sketches, and if you wanna like see more of them like in the making, I talk a lot about them in the previous vlog when they're like halfway done, and today I'm gonna show you guys like the finished versions. But basically they took 4 of my works from the 6 that I brought framed, and I brought like 8 in general, but like 6 were framed, and so 4 of them went on the wall, which is like a big accomplishment, and it just really cool. This piece actually is my favorite probably from all of them that I have done for the exhibition. And because of this opportunity with specifically graphic exhibition, because the theme of the exhibition was graphic, so it had to be on the paper, basically. It has to be on the paper and framed under glass. So that was like the main criteria, that it's not an oil painting, that it's not like on the canvas, and it has like different mediums and just a different look. So I did work on them to have them like really intertwined like with the whole theme of my main work and what I'm doing, and just have them as a reflection of my main style and what I do with oil paintings. I call this one beginning or creation. I think I gave it 2 names, but I think I'm going for creation. And I like how the butterflies kind of carry the same theme that I have with my bigger paintings, like All Things New and Southwind. Ended up being really minimal, which I really like, and the only things that I added was the touches of gold leaf and signature. Because of the exhibition itself, I discovered another frame shop in the area, and it just has been really eye-opening because I was looking on everything online and I didn't think of that there is local framing options that I have like right here in town. So basically, just because of trying to do something really fast with deadlines in a week, I discovered that there's really good framing options right where I live. And I realized like, wow, I can put a whole series on my website and it could be another product, because now we can actually frame them and they're gonna look really good and professional. This was a limited edition frames. They only had 2 of them, and one of them unfortunately got scratched in the process of transporting paintings to the gallery and reviewing them, like moving them around, trying to organize them in the space. So I'm a bit bummed about that. So for the time where we decide to launch the whole series of sketches, I will need to find another framing option. But there's like so many different options, so I'm not worried about that. They're gonna have slightly different frames. Maybe this one will stay in this one because I think it fits perfectly. But for others, we will need to find a different solution. So this was another sketch. It has the same colors and aesthetic as the butterfly ones, but I did it last night, like literally last night before the exhibition. It was like really spontaneous ideas that I had. I was thinking like I wanna draw something from my town where I live in. So this is one of the historical buildings we have, and I just spilled the ink over it and then draw over, and it has a bird flying. So this is like building alongside the river. I just choose the building itself and some scribbles and the bird, and for everyone living here in town it would be really recognizable. Somehow like they did take different works that I thought like do not go together as series. Like this one with butterflies, I felt like was a such fine, interesting kind of diptych, really soft and feminine, but they choose another 3 works that you will see on B-rolls from the exhibition content, because we literally like frame them right in the morning before bringing the works to the gallery. So I did not have time at all like beforehand to like photograph them or film them or about them. It was really interesting projects with tight deadlines, which I do love. I do love having deadlines. I somehow perform a lot better under deadlines. So they are exhibiting for a week, and then they're going to be also part of the original sketch launch sometime in the future. But somehow, because it was like 3 of the same size and they got framed in the same way, like they really loved this like thread of 3 paintings, and they put them like one above another, like in a row on the wall, and actually looked really cool. Even though the paintings were like slightly different, they still were like looking like my work and my sketches. They were just not like necessarily what I would call a series. But yeah, they end up looking like really good in the space.
So video update from the exhibition. So far it's going pretty well. And I have one cyanotype over there. And this is my friend's Yulia work. Pretty exciting. And I have triptych over there. It was not meant to be like a triptych, but it ended up looking like one, I think because of the frames. So it's a pretty cool. And there's a lot of people, a lot of young people especially, standing there and looking, so pretty exciting. It's actually really interesting that this work, I'll get it closer. This is one of my schoolmates, art schoolmates that I studied with, and I think it's a really cool portraiture.
So this one, I made them in the similar size that if I don't have like every single frame, because it's still like it's a big investment to frame every single piece. Just like for exhibition, you want to kind of like make decisions on framing when you know which ones like you're gonna put on the wall. So because it was like a really short time and the framing store couldn't perform, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna order just a limited amount of frames, and then like I can replace pieces, because you can just replace pieces in the frames for the exhibition. But never bring anything unframed when you submit stuff for exhibitions, because they don't care if you have another work way better in your opinion, but it's not framed, like they're not gonna accept it. That was another learning that I just had to learn, I guess, that presentation of your work is such a key element in this whole art world game. Like you cannot just be immature, not prepared, having things last moment, or not present pieces in the right way. But this one is actually one of my favorites now when I finished that. I was showing you guys like the mid stage in the last vlog, and I wasn't sure I was gonna work more on it, but I really loved working on this piece and bringing it into completion. So I do want to put it in the frame, just have to organize it with the framing shop when I feel a bit better, because I'm still a bit under the weather. And really love this like thread of butterflies, and it's kind of like they're coming from the grass or from some kind of threshold. So really interesting. Doesn't have a caption yet, but I think it's so far one of my favorite pieces. And it's also like spring is coming, so I feel like blooming butterflies, flowers, it just, yeah, that's my mood. So that piece also got a little bit more work since the last vlog, and this one also actually really like. I think somebody commented on one of my previous blogs about like me having little birds in my paintings a lot, that it reminds them of the feeling of like pregnancy and just carrying a child. And I thought it's so true, because it's like when you fall in love, you have this like butterfly feeling in your stomach, they said, and like I feel like with pregnancy something a bit similar, that you like feel a bit like something new is coming, like a new season, and it's like really tender and interesting feeling. So all of this like little birds and butterflies, spring is in the air, something new is breaking forth, and it's like a bigger shift and change, but it's really beautiful. There's something beautiful coming. So I really related to that. I really love that comment, and I feel like it's true. It's kind of relatable to the season that I'm in, and it feels really special. So this is what this week was about. A lot of exciting things. I'm really, really proud of myself, of making those small steps with Artists Union. I also excited for March, because I will have opportunity to hopefully get in Young Artists Union. I need to submit like the whole form and all of my art and all of this. I'm a bit nervous, but I feel like it's just really good step into establishing myself in my home country and in the local community, and it's just gonna open up horizons and opportunities for so many other things which I'm looking for, and it's a big step. There are gonna be probably more updates coming on that and on the exhibitions. So let me know if there's something that interests you in particular about the art world here, or different processes, because it's going to be a lot of those things that I'm going to be dealing with. And if it's helpful for other artists, I would like to share it as well more in detail. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next week.